Welcome back, Duality 9Xers. Welcome back. I just filmed an episode for my other channel, Duality 7X. If you guys are into fights, if you guys are into fighting, I should clarify fighting. If you guys are into MMA, boxing, and all the hype and the news that surrounds that world of sports, then definitely catch me on Duality 7X. And there's a big fight card tonight, UFC 319. You've got DDP, you've got Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. They're going to be fighting. DDP is the reigning champion, and Khamzat Chimaev, he's undefeated. And this guy's like the explosive, immovable, unstoppable force, against the reigning champion. And these guys are going to be fighting in Chicago at the United Center tonight. But tonight, I'm not here to talk about the fight. I want to talk about Resident Evil. So there's a lot of Resident Evil fans out there, including myself. And look, you guys got to listen up, because we've got a brand new movie that's coming out, and it's on its way, and it's taking a very different approach. All right. And also, I was reading into this article by Douglas Pancoast over at the GameRant, and honestly, what he's been reporting has really made me hopeful in the first time in many years, guys. Like, I'm going to be breaking down the release date, the creative team, the story, the hints, and what might actually give us the survival horror movie that we've all been wanting for quite some time. So before we dive in, real quick, think about what's your favorite Resident Evil monster, and drop it in the comments below. And I'd love to hear from you guys. And look, if you haven't already, please smash the like and subscribe. If you guys aren't already subscribers, and we'll do our best to continue to bring some really action-packed content for you guys. And I want to get into it, guys. I want to get right into Resident Evil. So here's a quick version. The movie's set for September 18, 2026, with Barbarian director Zach Cregger leading the charge, with John Wick writer Shay Hatten, who's on script duty. Now, guys, these are some very, very big people in the industry, all right? Zach Cregger has done tons of films, all right? And he's leading this charge, guys, and he's got some big players next to him. I mean, Shay Hatten, these guys going to do some damage. And look, this isn't going to follow the exact same plots from the games. It's more about capturing the feeling, right? The feeling of Resident Evil. Now, that's risky, guys. That's really risky. But what exactly does that mean? And how might you want to actually save it, right? Because look, you're going to have a lot of the games fans, and then a lot of people who want to see this movie, and then how do you get the best of both worlds, right? And how do you pay homage and respect to both identities? So this is going to be a very unique task, and this is why I think you've got some big heavyweight guys that are part of this. Zach Cregger and Shay Hatten, they're going to do what they can with their production and their camp and their team to try to make this movie the blockbuster movie that I think we all deserve. And I'm pretty confident about that, right? So we talked about the release date, September 18, 2026. Pancoast has filmings in progress in Prague. Yes, in Prague, in the dark streets of Prague, the old buildings. It's basically a survival horror set waiting to happen. I mean, what better place other than some of the places that they shot The Walking Dead, of course. But hey, the old Europe, the old cities, buildings, those streets, dim lit streets, in Prague, I think is going to be a perfect backdrop, a perfect setting for this film. So the countdown begins now. Sony Pictures fought to get the rights, which tells me that they're planning to go big. All right? So there's no budget. Anyone who comes to the table, hi, I'd like to apply for this job because I'm really good at budgeting, throw that guy out the door. Sony is going to spare no one. Money, no object. They've got a long money line, so long that their right hand doesn't even know how long that money line is. So, here's a question for you guys. If you could film any Resident Evil movie scene anywhere in the world, Where would you pick? I already know my location. Share it after the story. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. So let's talk about the creative team. We talked about Zach Cregger, the director. He made Barbarian. Need I say anything more? I think, you know what? I could just end this YouTube video right now and call it a day, because that's it. He did Barbarian, guys. That blew up in 2022 for its crazy tension and crazy twists. Haven't seen it? Oh, what a shame. Go watch that film. Let's talk about his co-writer, Shay Hatten. I keep talking about him. Well, he knows his action. This guy is not new to the scene. He's done a lot of big things, man. I mean, look at the John Wick franchise and look how incredible of a series he's made that. Right? And a lot of people at first, when they heard about John Wick, oh yeah, just another gore type movie. Guy comes in and blasts everybody and that's it. No. He made it where there's a plot, a storyline to it. Enough that you want to keep watching it. That says a lot, guys. So Cregger says he's not here to copy the games word for word, which is interesting. He wants to technically evoke Resident Evil, the dread, the claustrophobia, without getting trapped into like a fan kind of service checklist, right? So, and look, you got to be real here, guys. Would you rather see a movie that recreates all the game moments exactly, or one that surprises you while you still feel, or while it still feels like Resident Evil, right? Type exact or surprise in the chat. I'd love to hear and see where you guys stand, or in the comments. Sorry. I mean, honestly, like you don't. I don't know if you want something that's going to recreate every game scene. I mean, why? The game has already done that. You want something a little bit different. You want a little bit of a spin to it, right? Like, look at prime example. Look at Superman. Got a frog in my throat, guys. Look at Superman. Zack Snyder, Henry Cavill, amazing. They did such a great job. Henry Cavill was an amazing Superman. And then you got James Gunn, who came in and he's like, shut the front door because I am going to clean house. Let's bring in a whole new cast and let's figure this out. And he brings in David Cornsweet to play Superman. Did he do the job? Yeah. To the point where they're talking about another Superman. James Gunn is a legend, right? Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, like, this guy, everything he touches turns to gold. He does such a phenomenal job. Great director. He's not just a director, he's a visionary, right? So this is kind of where Zach Cregger is kind of like too, right? I mean, he likes to put his unique kind of touch, like James Gunn. He likes to put his unique touch to a story that most people know. Everybody knows Superman. Everybody knows the battle he has between him and Lex Luthor and all that. But how do you recreate the story and make it still like noteworthy to the point where everybody is like, I'm gonna put everything down, I gotta go watch this movie. Although they've watched plenty of Superman movies in the past, a lot of movies that had almost the same kind of plot and, you know, storylines, but again, this is James Gunn's vision, right? So I expect Zach Cregger to do a lot of the same here, and with Shay Hatten, you know, with the experience he brings from the John Wick franchise, I think these guys are going to do some damage. So yes, I think that's my opinion on that. Now the story so far, like the lead characters, you got a medical courier who's delivering organs to a hospital, and then everything falls apart. Probably like Raccoon City. It's not confirmed, but you got Austin Abrams, who's in this film as an actor, and he, no Jill, no Leon, at least no front and center. I mean, this is told from like an outsider's perspective, and this could make every encounter scarier because we're learning the nightmare alongside the main character, right? So this is going to be really interesting. So I don't have a lot, unfortunately, to share on that. More to come, of course, in the coming weeks, I'm certain. But if you were stuck If you were stuck in a Resident Evil outbreak and you could carry only one item from the games, weapon, healing herb, anything for that matter, what would your pick be and why? Again, another thing that you can share in the comments, guys. See, this is an interactive kind of discussion about Resident Evil, right? You're not just listening to me ramble on with my raspy throat. I'm asking you guys some really good questions here, so I hope you guys answer. Now, why this movie could work, okay? Again, I already talked about how they're not just going to be ripping all the scenes from the games and putting this into like a movie. They want to add their twist to it, right? But welcome to Raccoon City, guys. Try to fit it so, you try to fit too much from too many games, and then you end up feeling rushed, right? So this reboot's aiming for slower tension, creepier atmosphere, and emotional weight. Now, with Cregger steering, I think we might actually get a horror first Resident Evil movie, not just an action movie with zombies. Yeah, this is my opinion. This is what I'm hearing. So here's my verdict while I try to regroup here. Based on Douglas Pancoast reporting, this new Resident Evil could finally give us the mix of horror, suspense, and mystery that the games obviously nail so well. September 18, 2026 is when it all goes down. And I hope to be there on opening night. Now, as promised, my favorite Resident Evil monster. I think a lot of people are probably going to attest to this or agree to what I'm saying. I think it's Liquor. Creepiest design in the series, of course, guys. But what's yours? I'm going to be checking the comments. If you like this breakdown, please smash the like, hit the subscribe, and ring that bell. Ding, ding, ding. I'm covering a lot of movies, a lot of different movie contents, from like animated movies, anime, to a lot of the theatrical releases that we all enjoy and love, from Happy Gilmore to Superman to Naked Gun. Nisha 2 just came out, guys. One of the biggest animated movies from China, and it raked in over $2 billion just in that side of the world. Just imagine the damage it's doing here. Nisha 2. I just did a trailer, a review on Nisha 2. And that was just on a high level. I want to do another one, because now that the movie's out, but you got to watch Nisha 1. But like I said, I cover a lot of content, including horror movies as well too, game adaptions as well too. I want to bring in like more game adaptions and a lot of the wild announcements that are going to be leading up to 2026. And remember, in Resident Evil, the scariest thing isn't the zombies. It's running out of ammo, right? Anyhow, guys, I hope you guys like that. And please smash the like and subscribe again. Share your comments below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.